NBA playoffs continue. We've got 3 NBA playoff games Thursday night on Prime. That's right. Prime Network is back for Thursday night. No, it's not the NFL. We crushed it this year. What was it, like 16-3? Let's see if we can do the same thing for free NBA plays on Thursday. I've got free plays and analysis for all 3 games for you coming up right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And yes, we're breaking down all 3 games for this Thursday night, April the 23rd. Knicks, Hawks, Cavaliers, Raptors, Nuggets, and Timberwolves. They're all game 3s, and they're all Amazon Prime. And by the way, all 3 games tomorrow night on Friday are on Prime as well. So make sure you click that bell when you subscribe here on Wager Talk TV so you never miss out when these free play videos are posted. And hey, if you're liking them, quick thumbs up, like, and I'll keep giving you every NBA playoff game every day right here on the channel. All right, first game goes at 7 Eastern. Knicks and Hawks. They split out games 1 and 2 as expected. I told you last weekend when we did the preview for this overall series, I thought the zigzag would hold up well here. 2 quality teams, evenly matched series, and that's been the case so far. Knicks won game 1 by 11 and covered the 6-point line, and then the Hawks won outright in game 2 on Monday, 107-106. And by the way, I've seen a lot of underdog upsets the last few nights. Overall, so far in the game 2s, we saw a lot of dogs win straight up, and many of you in the comments were saying, hey, that's unusual, or that isn't that interesting. And I replied back, normally if you like an underdog, whether it's the NBA or the NFL, even the regular season, you want to sprinkle a little bit on the money line whenever you get the opportunity. So it's not a shock to see some of these dogs win straight up. And I did like Atlanta, of course, in game 2. I gave them to you free in the video on Monday. And yes, that was also one of the plays from the videos here that did make my strong best bet card as a 4% best bet for clients. And a little fortunate, hey, the Knicks had a 14-point lead in that game. Atlanta never led by more than 4, but Atlanta had 58 points in the paint, also 20-13 fast break edge. That was the difference in the ball game, and the Hawks squeaked out with the win. But as I said, I think this is a back-and-forth series, so we're looking to play the zigzag whenever possible, and I do think it sets up well for the Knicks here in Game 3 on Thursday night, laying the -1, 1.5, mostly -1s out there. So we're getting the Knicks here in a straight-up win situation off a loss. I like the New York Knicks to get back in charge of this series and win Game 3. As far as the total, a couple near misses with the over in Games 1 and 2. We actually had a play on the over in Game 1. I stayed off it for the clients in Game 2, but I still lean that way, and I still lean that way here in Game 3. The 216, I would take the up and over. Games 1 and 2, the pace has been okay. Atlanta lives and dies by the 3. They were only 30% from three-point range in Game 2 and still got the win. I look for them to shoot a little bit better at home. Knicks were only 32% from three-point range. So neither team shot that great from 3, and it still landed 213. If they're anywhere near their norm, this game is going to get up and over 216. So I do like the over as well between the Knicks and Hawks here in Game 3. As far as player props, Karl Anthony Towns was 8 for 12, just 2 for 5 from 3. He had 18 points. I still don't think they have much of an answer for him. He was 10 for 10, I believe, from the free throw line in Game 1. Did he not get to the free throw line in Game 2? That's what the box score is saying. It's hard to believe that's accurate. So once again, I look for Anthony Towns to get more battled down low. I think Anthony Towns up and over his point total is worth a look. Brunson, 29 points. We're never looking to fade superstars, but he was only 10 for 26 shooting. Only way I would play Brunson is over as well. I think Brunson and Towns still have extreme matchup edges in this series, and their player props up and over. Alexander Walker for the Hawks, just 3 for 12 and 9 points. He was 2 for 5 from three-point range, but he was just 3 for 12 overall from the field. He's a guy who was priced at 19.5, and he landed only 9. He had 17, 18 before that. If the Hawks do win this game, he's probably going to have a big one. I like the Knicks here, so I'm kind of lukewarm. But if you do like Atlanta, Alexander Walker prop over would probably be worth a look because he did have a high shooting game, but a poor scoring game in Game 2. All right, let's look at your 8 o'clock Eastern game also on Prime. That's the beauty of Amazon Prime. You can flip around from all the games. They overlap each other. It doesn't matter. Cleveland, Toronto. I told you one of the things with the zigzag is you got to have a somewhat evenly matched series. You always have to have a preferred side when that series begins. Well, as I told you last Saturday, my preferred side in this series was Cleveland. And we started the playoffs off with a winner out of the gate on Saturday afternoon last week with a 4% best bet on the Cavaliers. And while Toronto was in a good bounce-back spot historically in Game 2 off the double-digit loss as a road dog, I stayed away from that game because I like Cleveland in the series. So here again, the situational setup looks good for Toronto here, back at home down 0-2. And historically, teams that lose by double digits in the first two games and then return home, they usually do bounce back in game three. And let's not forget, the Raptors did win all three regular season games straight up during the regular season. Now, those came on Halloween and early November, so different teams. Now, Cleveland's the better team. They won by 13 and 10 at home. But the Cavaliers still had one of the worst point spread records in the NBA this season. If they're going to regress, it's probably this game. So if you're looking for Toronto to maybe steal one in this series, I think this is the spot. And we're getting plus 3 points as well. So there is a little bit of wiggle room with that spread if needed. And something else we talk a lot about in these game threes, and those of you who've been watching me the last few years when I give you all these playoff games know where I'm going, teams usually play pretty well in the first half. And boy, is that the case once again. In fact, a lot of times with favorites, we'll see the game three first half line higher than the overall game itself. And here's another one of an outlier here. First half line in this one is pick'em, and Toronto is plus 3 for the game. And because once again, if they're going to be making an effort here, it's usually out of the gate with the momentum. The other team lets down the home crowd, gets them energized. So you could play either Toronto plus 3 or Toronto pick'em for the first half. The odds makers are caught on to the fact that teams down 0-2 have been really strong plays in the first half of game three over the last 5-6 years now. You just don't find the value anymore. And that's evident in this one as it's plus 3 for the game, but pick'em for the first half. I'd rather have Toronto full game plus 3. And as far as the total in this one, first game went over with 239. Second game landed 220 and stayed under the 222.5. And now back in Toronto, it's even lower. It's around 220, 219.5. Toronto is a good defensive team. They were top 5 in numerous defensive categories. So here again, if you lean Toronto in this game, you kind of have to lean the under as well because they're not going to win a shootout. They have to win with defense. I think they will have some good defensive intensity back at home. So if you lean Toronto, you lean under. Cavaliers team total under 111.5 would also be in play in this game as well. But here again, I think Cleveland's the better team in this series, so I'm not in a hurry to play the zigzag, but Toronto does fit some good bounce-back situations off the back-to-back road losses, and also they're going to have to probably win this one with defense. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern on Amazon Prime. All right, your final game on the night card is at 9:30 Eastern, Denver and Minnesota, and this is another one where the series is tied 1-1 because here again, zigzag is in full effect, and I told you that. When the series began last weekend on Saturday, right after that Cavs game, I told you I thought the Nuggets and Timberwolves would go back and forth. Also said that my preferred side in this series is the Nuggets. I think they're the better team, but they do have a tendency to let up sometimes, and that's exactly what happened. 11-point win and cover against Minnesota in game one, and then they took their foot off the gas and lost outright as a 7-point favorite in game two. Minnesota, of course, was a free play for you in the video here on Monday. And more importantly, that was another game that made my client card, my client best bet card. Both the Hawks and Timberwolves did make the card this past Monday, as game two best bets. Zigzags in effect here, though, so we're looking for the Nuggets to bounce back, and I do think they're the better team. And this is kind of similar to that New York-Atlanta situation. We're getting the better team off a loss and a very reasonable price at -2, basic straight-up win situation. So I do look for the Nuggets to bounce back here in game two and get the win in this one. And as far as the total in this one, 234, big number. And we've seen a lot of unders so far in the NBA playoffs, if you all are well aware. And if that's the case, probably look for a little more defensive intensity. Whew, that's a tough word. Intensity in this one. Because as I said, the Nuggets sometimes take their foot off the gas, and it usually shows on the defensive side. So now that Denver is coming off a loss, I look for more defensive intensity. And even in that loss the other night, still landed, just 233. And then the first game was well under this total. So both games have been 233 or less. And I think this one stays under 234. So I like the Nuggets. I like more defensive intensity as well in this one. As far as some player props, by the way, I didn't see a lot in the Cleveland-Toronto game. Obviously, Harden and also Mitchell in the backcourt had been real trouble for the Raptors. But there again, I think the Cavs might regress, and it's going to be a lower-scoring game. So I didn't really see any player props there worth mentioning. In this game, though, if you're looking at the under, you're probably looking at some under player props. Gobert only had 4 shot attempts for Minnesota in that win the other night. The fact they won the game, he was only 1 for 4, 2 points. I doubt they're going to look to get the ball to him anytime soon. Yes, maybe he gets open by default if they try to take other players away, but be careful with Rudy Gobert. I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was 4 for 4 in the first game and had 8 points, 1 for 4, 2 points. So he's kind of capped basically his ceiling the first 2 games. He's not getting the ball much. He's not getting a lot of shot attempts. And no, I'm sorry, he had 17 points in game one. I'm pulling it up now. He had that monster game, and I thought he would regress, and he did so with just 2 points. And that's kind of how you want to play NBA playoff props, is you want to do the zigzag there as well, because when a guy has a big game like that, they look to take him away, and that's exactly what they did with Gobert, limiting him to just 1 field goal. We'll see if they stay on him tight, or if they maybe give him a little breathing room here. I lean under in the game, so one guy maybe we look under is Julius Randle. He was 7 for 14, 24 points, 8 for 10 from the free throw line. Pretty optimal game for Randle. He could regress a little bit. We'll pull up his numbers here. Randle's over-under prop for points is looking like it's around the 19.5 range, similar to what it was in games 1 and 2. Yes, he had 24 over 50 on 50% shooting. He had only 16 in game 1, had only 19 the game before that. Under 19.5 with Randle. If you lean the Nuggets as I do, and under in the game, Randle could be one of those guys that stays under his overall point total. As far as the Nuggets go, we're never looking to fade the Joker. Jokic is a triple-double machine, yet he was only 1 for 7 from three-point range, had 24 points, 15 rebounds, only 8 assists. He did have the triple-double, of course, in game 1, and I'm not going to rule against him having a triple-double. Even though I'm leaning under, I do like the Nuggets, and you got to imagine if the Nuggets get the win here, he's going to probably have a monster game. Aaron Gordon was just 3 for 9 with 8 points, 1 for 4 from three-point range. He definitely regressed in game 2, and there again, they probably focused on him more in game 2 as he had 17 in game 1. So that was another zigzag that was in full effect. Jamal Murray's been getting a lot of looks. He's had 30 points in both games so far. He had 25 shot attempts. He took 14 three-point attempts. And I mentioned that he didn't shoot all that well in game 1 and got to 30. I liked his over. I gave you his over in the game 2 video. He got to 30 again, didn't shoot great. If he continues to get that many shot attempts, you've got to keep playing the over, and he's at 25.5. He was 26.5 the last couple games. Now he's only 25.5. So Murray over, Jokic over, the only way I would play those star players for the Nuggets. That's your 9:30 Eastern game, once again on Prime. Hey, there you go. Deep dive for you. I gave you side and totals in all 3 games. All 6 sides and totals free for you for Thursday night pro basketball. All I ask is a quick thumbs up like. Takes you 2 seconds. Click it. You did it. Thank you so much. The more thumbs up likes, the more positive comments below, the more free play videos I give you for every NBA playoff game this postseason. Make sure you click subscribe and click the bell as well so you never miss out when these free play videos are posted each and every day here on the channel. And let me know in the comments below what you like on Thursday night. Side, total, player props. What are your favorite selections for this Thursday? Hey, include some analysis if you have time, so we, of course, can all learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. Now, I'm going to give you every side in total. Obviously, some of these are light leans only. The light TV leans, hey, play them as 1% of bankroll. But if you want to know which games are my official best bets, the games I'm personally using, those are the games that go to my private clients. Those are 4% plays, and you don't want to miss them. Get them right now on my page, stevemerril.wagertalk.com, and get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. While you're there, check out the best bets, but don't forget about the daily free play. Bonus free play. It's truly the last cut from my best bet card each day. Goes up as a free play for everyone with analysis. So even if you're still building your bankroll, doing your own handicapping, new to sports betting, make it part of your daily routine, your handicapping routine, to go to my page every day and get the free play. Go get Thursday's free play right now. Use that shortcut you see on your screen, wt.buzz/SM. And while you're there, check out the strong best bets for Thursday. Not only the NBA playoffs, but Major League Baseball as well. And yes, single plays are 25. One day is 39 all access. But how about direct subscriptions? They save you a lot. 6 days for 69, dude. Normally it's a 3-day $69 special, but as you see on your screen, you buy 3 days, you get 3 more free. That is still in full effect. 6 days for the price of 3. Also, the 1 month's promo code is still available for a 30-day all access. Normally it's $2.99, but with that promo code you see on your screen, SM100, you get it for just $1.99 because it's an instant $100 discount. 30-day all access, baseball and basketball, just $1.99 with promo code SM100. Or if you want to save even more on a daily basis and a per play basis, longer term packages are the way to do it. And they also make sure you take a consistent investment approach. That's the best part about them. Summer Spectacular still available. 3.5 months, the next 3.5 months through August 31st, as you see on your screen. Umbrella not included, but the great value is $7.49. That might sound like a lot, but then break it down. That is about $5 a day. You know, you all get excited for $5 Tuesday where each play is $5. How about getting every day for $5 for the next 3.5 months? That's like $2.50, $3 a play for every baseball and pro basketball. And yes, football in the month of August as well.
Some are spectacular, a great starting package if you want to build your bankroll heading into the football season. Or if you're ready, there go, though. If you've already got that bankroll built and you're ready to take a true, consistent investment approach, the one-year all-access is always the best option, but it's an even better value now with the instant $500 discount. Gets it down to about $1 a play. Now George Washington's getting excited because with that one-year all-access, with the $500 discount, the details you see on your screen, including that bonus 25% coupon, boy, it doesn't get much better than that. Every college and pro football, college and pro basketball, and Major League Baseball play for the next 365 days and nights for just about $1 a play. And think about the perfect time to sign up is now because the playoffs have just begun. You can get the rest of the NBA postseason, all of next year's regular season into the start of the playoffs, all of next year's complete college football, pro football, and college basketball season start to finish, and the majority of this year's baseball in a full month and a half next year, or a full month next year. Great time to lock in a one-year all-access with that instant $500 discount. Look, it doesn't matter if you get a 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year subscription. Everybody's getting the same plays every day. They're my personal best bets, same games I'm using, and it's always been that way since I started 30 years ago as a full-time professional handicapper and sports bettor. If I'm using the game, every client gets it, and you can get them right now along with that daily free play. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and get there quicker, WT.buzz/SM. On the way out, don't forget to follow me on social media as well on X and Instagram at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, Merril, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV because you know there's more free play videos coming up next.